day to you all and welcome to another episode of Wear Many Hats. My name's Rachel and this is the podcast totally dedicated to the FM, workplace and property industry. Today, our guest has come from quite far actually. We have Lee Bennett here. He is the head of estate services at Bidcorp UK. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's always a mouthful. But thank you for coming down. Where have you come from today?
So today I'm down from Nottingham on the train, early morning train, but yeah, all good.
Yeah, it's tiring, isn't it? You said you forgot how busy London was, yeah.
Yeah, getting the tube at of 4 to 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
It's the norm. So yeah, thank you for coming down to Holborn today. And I'm excited to hear about your journey. I know a little bit about Bidcorp UK, so yeah, I'm going to crack on and get started.
Let's do it.
Let's rewind a bit. So where did it all start for you?
Yeah, so looking back, so I finished college at 18.
Yeah.
Which I was doing the obvious thing, which is sports science.
Okay.
So the obvious career choice is to then go into FM and property.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so that was, so 2005, finished college. And it was one of those moments where I was just like, I don't fancy uni.
Yeah.
I just want a career. Had no idea what I want to do. So there's actually this company in Nottingham at the time called Connections, which specialised in entry-level roles for 18 to 24-year-olds.
Yes.
So I went on their website pretty much every day and came across this job that was at East Midlands Airport. When I applied for it, I had no idea really what it was.
Yeah.
It just said administrator. So anyway, applied for it, went to the interview, and was successful. And what it ended up being was a administrative job supporting essentially the property department at East Midlands Airport. And it was backed by a business administration apprenticeship. So I did that for 2 years. But one of the things that I remember about my interview, and it kind of tracks throughout my career, really, my attitude to it all, which was they asked me where I see my career going.
Okay.
Which at 18, you would think, well, I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Without missing a beat, I said, I want to be CEO.
Wow.
I had no context for that, by the way.
Yeah,
no idea what a CEO does. No.
Aim high, even at 18.
Going forward, all my colleagues remind me about that going forward.
Oh.
But no, so it's that kind of thing. And so did that for 2 years and basic, administration, setting up meetings, dealing with queries, dealing with tenant queries.
So you started to learn the basics.
Yeah, it was just being in the workplace, to be honest.
And that.
Do you know what I mean? Just the whole how to act in the workplace.
Yeah.
How to appear, how to talk, everything like that.
Yeah.
And so, did that for 2 years. Gained some more sort of responsibility over that period.
Yeah.
So ended up doing things like minor refurbishment projects and dealing with car park licenses and just dealing with stuff, the sort of, you would say more minor things. But what it sort of culminated in was I created the first airport tenant forum.
Brilliant.
So the idea of that was obviously just getting all the tenants across the estate, which was around about 100 at the time, into a room every quarter, discuss things that are going on at the airport, give them an airport update, because a lot of them were linked obviously to the airport. So they wanted to know about the airport plans. We did a quarterly newsletter.
Yeah.
And it was just creating a bit more of a community on site, did some events and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So did that. And then eventually, sort of after
6.5 years you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time for your first job. Ex-recruiter, you don't see that very often.
Yeah.
I must have liked it there.
I did like it. And the other thing is it did develop. In 2009, I ended up doing my diploma in surveying practice through the College of Estate Management.
That's so good.
Because at that point, my journey seemed to be going towards surveying. But then in sort of 2010, that's kind of where the sort of journey changed slightly. So the business, which even though I worked at East Midlands Airport, it was part of Manchester Airport Group.
Oh, right.
So,
yes, I see this. So you're still in the same business, really?
Yeah.
And you moved on, essentially.
So it's part of basically a restructure, a transformational program. They wanted to become a bit more centralised around the property department that looked after all the airports. And I was lucky enough to sort of be part of that programme. So I took the opportunity just to email the MD when they announced this programme was being undertaken. Just email the MD and go, can we be part of it?
Wow.
Didn't expect a response, but fair play to him. He responded and said, yeah, absolutely.
You didn't ask him for his job then?
No, not a point. Not a point. But yeah, so I did that sort of program restructure for a year or so.
Yeah.
And what came out of that was essentially this focus around facilities management for the group.
I see it there, yeah.
Obviously, little did I know at the time, my substantive role actually got made redundant.
Oh,
which came out of the blue.
Right.
At the end of this restructuring program. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, no. 2 weeks later, I was getting married.
Oh.
So,
bad timing.
Stressful timing, I'm told. But again, it seems like there was a bit of a plan.
Yeah.
Because I ended up becoming the facilities manager for East Midlands Airport and Humberside Airports.
Wow.
Coincidentally.
Yes.
And that's where...
So they had a restructure, basically.
Yeah.
And slotted you in somewhere else.
Which was open, fair process.
Yes. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, and then sort of that's when I first sort of got into FM world properly. And so I did that for a few years. And was lucky enough, again, to say lucky a lot, but I was lucky enough then to... be given the opportunity to do my MSc, Masters in Facilities Management, through the University of Reading.
How was that for you? Sorry, that's not a question, but you said you didn't fancy uni, and then
it was one.
Do you feel like you're old enough to handle it, or do you
think it was one of those where someone said to me quite early in my career that you will get to a point where you want to learn more.
Yes.
Even if you don't feel it at 18 to go down the educational route, which is absolutely fine, you will get to a point where you want to learn more.
If you want more out of your career,
exactly.
I guess.
And it was one of those where the company was going to fund it, was going to support it, kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Always seems to time these things quite badly, though, because I was writing my dissertation at the time we had our first child. So...
You like a challenge.
Yeah, balancing supporting my wife with night feeds and stuff like that versus writing a dissertation. Wasn't the easiest of times, but it was fine. We obviously
you get through it.
Yeah, it was good though, and it was definitely worthwhile.
Well done.
And I think that sort of doing that MSc was really what sort of opened my eyes to more of what FM estate management actually is. Because obviously, when you're in a certain individual company, you learn their ways, you learn their views.
So seeing something a bit wider. In terms of education. So, interesting.
Yeah, did that. Then I moved on to sort of helping out on Airport City Manchester.
Right.
So Airport City was essentially a UK government and Chinese investment-backed team at Manchester Airport, which was to develop a vast bit of land into a community of property, essentially.
Okay.
So it was like offices, hotel, high-end stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a brand new estate. And my job, again, kind of fell into it, was to devise the estate management strategy, which was a fairly big undertaking at that point. So I had to devise a service charge, the management company sort of structure.
Yeah.
Obviously with support.
Of course.
Just didn't do it on my own.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things that happened out of the back of that was I managed to get a trip to China.
Wow. That's amazing.
Anyone that knows me, I've told this story a million times, but it was, so we went on an away day and I said to the CEO at the time of what became MAG Property, which was essentially the property division of Manchester Airport Group. I said to her, you know what, I'd love to go to China.
Yeah.
And she turned around and said, okay, that's fine, you can go. And I didn't think anything more of it until the next day I get a message from her PA saying, can you send me your passport details? And it's like, oh no.
You weren't having anything life-changing at the time?
No.
No second child?
So 2 weeks later, I was on my way to China.
Wow, great.
Myself and a colleague from marketing team, Caitlin, went across. We were both fairly junior.
Yeah.
Like no business really being there. And then when we turned up in China, our sort of representatives over there, the people that were meeting us, turned around and said, okay, which ones are you doing the speech?
Huh? Oh.
And we were like, what speech?
Oh, no.
So there was this investment conference that we were going to and had a stand at.
No.
Supported by which was sponsored by the Bank of China. That we were doing the opening address.
Please, who did it? Was it you?
Yeah.
I knew it.
How
many people did you speak in front of?
I reckon 1,500 people. Through translator, so earpieces, because it was obviously in China, so they all
of course
had it interpreted into Mandarin. I was speaking in English and sat on the front row in front of next to the governor of the Bank of China. It's the only ever speech that I've ever done where I've referenced President Xi and David Cameron.
Right.
It was one of those moments, again, where you look back, you kind of don't really realise how big it was at the time. Did that.
I can just feel the fear in my stomach, let alone how you must have felt. How old were you? Not that age was a factor, but...
I've been 29.
Okay. So enough to know what.
Enough to know, and person, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But it was definitely into the unknown. So anyway, did sort of that airport city thing with Manchester Airport Group for a bit. At the same time, I also was running the FM contract for what was Mag Property, which was a TFM contract.
Okay.
So I was responsible for all the commercials, overall service delivery essentially, and the sort of operational management of the facilities managers across the different airports at the time, which was then Manchester, Stansted and East Midlands.
Yeah.
So I did that for a good couple of years, and then 2019 decided wanted something different. I've been at the airport for 13 and a half years by then.
Yeah.
So I was a bit like, probably now's the time to make the change. Got the opportunity at the time. It was just Bidfood to be head of facilities, which again was a complete different world, really. Went from airports to managing 25 food distribution warehouses, which again just provided a bit of a different angle on FM and particularly things like downtime, criticality of equipment. So in our world, obviously, refrigeration, keeping things cold, keeping things chilled, is paramount.
Yes, of course.
So if those that go down, it's a nightmare, really. So did that in June 2019. Inherited a team, which was great. The guys that I inherited, in the most part, were amazing.
Yeah.
And definitely been fortunate in my career at
You're
food.
not saying lucky. Yeah.
Fortunate, I think.
Fortunate.
I've been surrounded by good people, which has definitely made it better. Of
course it does. Yeah.
So did that, and then we again a bit of a restructure, and then became head of estate services in 2000 last year.
Yeah, 10 months ago.
Yeah, 10 months ago.
Yeah.
Which essentially means I now look after for the UK group, so new build depots and strategic FM. Delivery of the day-to-day FM is down to the individual depots.
Yeah.
But I look at it from a strategic point of view, making sure we're doing the right things at the right time with the right people.
Okay. And a team behind you. Wow. Gosh, that was great. That's great. I've really enjoyed hearing that. And from I mentioned it before the show, seeing the stability in your career as an ex-recruiter is lovely to see. And how you've worked your way up. It's almost like the perfect kind of career path, if you see, for me, and especially in FM, because you've literally started really technically in property, so you've not kind of left.
Yeah, and I've been completely honest. Property and FM or FM wasn't really my career of choice probably until I was
the next question. So
5 or 6 years into it.
Yeah. So you didn't realise you'd be. Did you know that you would end? I mean, did you have any type of career apart from sports?
Not really. I mean, when I was,
we don't really know. Not all of us. Not all of us.
I'll say this to sort of my daughter who's 11. I say to her, like, you always ask, what do you want to be when you're young? And let's be honest, the choices you're given when you're young are very, very small in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I can remember being at school and you told, and we had a careers day, and probably says something about the level of school that I went to, that our choices were the army, the fire service, and Domino's Pizza.
Wow.
They were the 3 companies or organisations that came in for our careers day. Now, obviously, that's absolute minutiae. But I had no idea what property meant, what FM meant. Some might argue I still don't.
You're winging it. You're winging it well.
I'm winging it.
You're winging it really well.
But so no, definitely didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
And I think even now you look at it and you go, well, FM property, it means so many different things to so many different people. And being client side, my perspective is slightly different to someone who was supplier side.
Yeah, of course.
Or who works for an investment firm.
Yes.
Or, it's all very different.
It is, yeah. And so who or what gave you that real push in your career?
Yeah, so my wife has always given me a good push and great support. But from a work perspective, the one person that probably gave me my first push was someone called Steph Mullinger. She was the group property MD.
Lovely.
During that transformational program period. And she put a huge amount of faith in not only me, but a couple of other people who were FMs at Manchester and Bournemouth Airport. We were all under 30, all sort of a bit naive and a bit raw. But she massively supported us, pushed us, challenged us at the right times.
How lovely.
And yeah, definitely wouldn't be where I am now without her.
Do you still have contact with her?
Very infrequently.
She'll hear this now.
Yeah, hopefully she will. I might tag her in LinkedIn. So
definitely. Some people do that. Yeah, do it. Because I think it's lovely to hear that you've had an impact on someone's career. But personally speaking, I'd love to hear that. Tag me, anyone. And I'm sure you must have.
Well,
any future FMs that I have on the show, they could mention you. It's a wonderful way of looking back at your career, I think. So let's talk about your day at the moment. What does it actually look like for you? What are you up to at the minute?
Yeah, so as I say, kind of straddle 3 areas or wear 3 hats.
Yeah, lovely.
Get that in there.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
So from a property perspective, obviously transactional stuff, lease renewals, etc. But I think a lot of it at the minute, because our financial year is July to June,
right?
South African.
Yes.
Is budget planning on that, and obviously with business rates increasing, just that challenge, which is less than helpful. So from a property perspective, that's definitely it. Construction wise, we're just completed a new depot in Durham.
Lovely.
And we're currently going through the sort of planning/design stage for a new depot in Manchester.
Okay.
Secured planning permission back in Feb. So just going through that process now, which will be really good. And then from an FM perspective, it's really at the minute sort of trying to get the processes and procedures right for decentralisation. Part of the restructure last year, we did a big push on decentralisation. So, for example, the regional FMs that used to report into me, they now report into regional directors to manage the day-to-day delivery of FM.
Okay.
Whereas I oversee the sort of making sure they're doing the right things at the right time.
Okay.
So really just keeping that on board, making sure we're using the right suppliers. So that's kind of, it's a bit all over the place, if I'm being honest today at the minute.
Yeah, well, that's my next question, actually. Let's talk challenges. What's testing you right now in your role?
Yeah.
Balancing all of that.
I mean, look, it's a nice problem to have.
Yeah.
I'd rather be busy than not. And I think that the challenge for us at the minute, and this will obviously speak to a lot of people, hopefully, is all around costs. We're a low margin business.
Yeah, of course.
So, any pound that we spend extra has got to be found somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, I've talked about it already, but things like business rate increases.
It's not helpful.
Yeah, it's an extra 6 figures, 7 figures on our total bill. So that's got to be found somewhere. Obviously, every business is going through the same at the minute, so our suppliers' costs are going up.
Yeah.
So our costs are going up.
Oh, it's like a knock-on effect, isn't it?
It's absolutely that domino effect. And unfortunately, in our world, because we're a food provider,
we've got to find it from somewhere.
It usually gets passed on down to the consumer.
Yeah. And then the costs go up there.
Yeah. So
don't worry, we're used to that.
Well, this is the thing. So from our perspective, our thing is we've got to keep everything as lean as possible. So as an example, there's only me, project manager and administrator in my team managing the estate. That's it. We use, obviously, some experts outside of our business, but that's essentially it.
Yeah.
We try to keep things as lean as possible. Just keep processes as clean as possible because I think one thing that we found is we can overly complex certain things.
Yeah.
And,
try and keep it simple. Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
As best you can, yeah.
Get the depots and the end users to just allow them to make the right decisions. Don't sort of tell them what they have to do all the time.
Yeah.
So that challenge is definitely there. It's number one is cost.
Yeah. So where do you think the industry is heading after that? What excites you? Let's bring it back up.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Let's make it all positive.
Yeah.
So we've got AI and remote working, tech. What sort of excites you for the future?
Yeah, I think from my point of view, obviously we spoke about it earlier, like we're in this lovely environment. It's a bit different to the workplace it's used to, being in warehouse and stuff. Yeah. And I think from us, post-COVID, we actually pushed more to get people back into the office.
Yes.
Because number one, it's no good someone being completely remote all the time. I think we can all agree that.
I think so, yes.
Not good for them, and it's not good for the business either. No. And equally, from our point of view, we've got a mixed workforce. Some of the workforce have no choice but to be in every day because they are operational.
Yes.
Lorry drivers.
We spoke about this earlier. Yeah, they have to.
They have to be. So it equally doesn't seem fair necessarily that other people get a huge amount of flexibility.
Yeah.
So we're pushing for more people to come in to the workplace. I think the sort of trends for me, I mean, AI is one of those things that I know there's a specific point around AI, but it's an interesting one because I don't particularly use it day to day or knowingly use it every day. I think it can make things easier. I think there's always an air of caution to be used with it.
Yeah.
And not from a point of view of, conspiracy theory.
No.
More from a point of view of, you've still got to be authentic.
Yeah, what you put in. Yeah.
Because
it can sometimes look so AI driven.
Exactly. And you just become, a bit fake, really. But in terms of what's sort of going forward and what's exciting, for me, I think it is the sort of technology piece. And I mean, we're probably a bit behind in this. Some people will listen to this, will scream, and we'll be doing that for years. But sort of data-driven decision making.
Yeah. No. Still very. Yeah, it is there.
And that sort of using data, using sort of intelligence a bit more than just trying to sort of guess what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, it is clever. There's all the smart tech and stuff out there.
It produces an equal challenge as well, obviously. But I think that sort of technology piece, again, making things simpler.
Yes, which will help you, especially if you have a smaller team. If you can rely on things as AI to speed up a process, or but you do have to check it. That's like you say, and whatever you put in is going to come out. So if you put it in wrong, it's going to get it out wrong.
Yeah, another way of saying that, but
yeah. I just got to be careful, haven't you? How you use it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and we've got quite a lot of systems and equipment across the different sites, refrigeration systems, handling systems, etc. That are so critical to the operation.
Yeah.
You kind of need that data to understand, ideally, if you're going to walk into an issue before it happens.
Yes.
We're not quite there yet, but we are getting there. So that's the journey.
The exciting bit to make your job easier.
Yeah, and to be honest, just to keep the operation going.
Yeah.
Which does make my job easier.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, we now spoke about AI. That was obviously the next question. But ESG, is that, it's a buzzword. Is that something that's important in your work?
Yeah. Absolutely. So there's two aspects, again, from my point of view. One is our sort of core business, which is food.
Yes. And distribution. Yeah.
So obviously, most people have heard Scope 1, 2 emissions. And
yes.
The majority of our emissions come from our supply chain.
Yes.
So producers of food.
Yes. Etc.
So that's the real challenge for us as a business. From an FM and property perspective, our emission contribution to our overall number is quite small. However, we still have a responsibility. So we're doing things like, obviously, because we use refrigeration heavily.
Yes.
There's something called the F-gas regulation.
Yeah.
Which they're trying to get rid of higher global warming potential gases from the market, which tend to be in older systems. So that's a big focus for us.
Yeah.
So moving towards things like CO2. Have got ammonia at some sites as well, which is sustainable.
Yep.
So that's a big focus. Obviously, new build depots, you always got the challenge of what planning regulations say.
Yes.
So we tend to go BREEAM very good or BREEAM excellent. PV where required, EV charging, etc.
Yeah.
But as I say, the balance always is, and this is the bit that we've got to always balance, is that cost has to be found somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
The other thing is, and this is me personally, not from a business point of view, what I'd be worried about is going too early on certain things for then legislation or some other kind of measure come in to change direction.
And then you've put all the costs. Yeah. So you're working towards...
Yeah, absolutely. We're still working towards
the plan of,
got targets.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
We're just being incredibly careful about where we do it and how we do it.
Yeah, love that. So do you think the industry's innovating fast enough, or are we still playing catch up?
I think we'll always play catch up.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way it is. And I'd say, from a client side, we're probably going to be, from an FM perspective, potentially a bit more behind the curve than some of the sort of FM specialist businesses. But having said that, I think, you're almost forced to adapt in your everyday life anyway. So technologies change.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, COVID forces us all to adapt to a certain extent.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I do think we're behind the curve still and always playing catch up. But, I think most people now are a lot more open to things like technology, a lot less fearful of technology, which can only be a good thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. So looking back, what moment or project are you still proud of today? Well, your master's is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean...
And juggling. Was that marriage or baby at that point? Baby.
At that point. So, I think the master's is definitely one. It's always hard to name one thing, isn't it? But masters is one. I would also say, and shout out to the people that this applies to, is building the team that I did at Bidfood. I think I was lucky enough to inherit 2 really good people, built it up to 6 in the end.
Wow.
Recruited really good people who in some cases knew a lot more than me, which is good.
Yes, it is.
Really.
It is.
It's one of those things that people sort of maybe...
Yeah, they're fearful of because in case you take your job. Yeah, that's a shame that people look like. Because as an ex-recruiter, that was one thing that used to frustrate me. Take someone that has the knowledge.
Yeah.
If they want the job, they, and they're qualified, let them take it. You can never be too senior.
No, and you've got to be confident in yourself at the end of the day. So, so there's the 2 things probably. The Masters is one of those things that never thought I'd be able to do.
Yeah, congrats.
In a million world.
Yeah.
But, it was 3 years. But again, I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to have an organisation that supported me in doing it, colleagues that supported me in doing it, and obviously a beautiful wife supported me throughout.
She got a shout out. That's lovely. So, what's something you wish you knew when you were just starting out?
I wish I knew. That's probably not the right word. I wish I was more confident to be authentic.
Okay.
Because I think as an 18-year-old, I went into a workplace thinking you had to be a certain way, thinking you had to act, dress, talk a certain way.
Yeah, I've heard that before from guests,
Inner city Nottingham.
Right.
Grew up in an area where you probably didn't talk the way you should talk in an office, etc.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, what I've learned is that you'll always come across situations and scenarios and places and people that you maybe don't quite click with.
Yes, of course.
But as long as you do it in the way that's authentic to yourself, you can at least step back and go, at least I was myself. And I think for the first few years, I was probably maybe trying to act a certain way to fit into the office environment, fit into the professional environment.
I think we do that, or did. I don't know if people still are.
Yeah, and look, the fake it till you make it phrase is absolutely valid in certain scenarios. But I think you've got to appreciate what you bring to the table. That's really hard when you're younger because massive insecurities, vulnerabilities, etc.
The not knowing much.
In much, 18 or whenever.
Yeah.
You don't know really who you are. One of the best things that I would recommend anyone to do, if you haven't already done it, is insights.
Okay.
Which is essentially matching your personality to a colour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hang on. Pen's coming out. Insights.
Yeah.
Is this just for the people coming into career or is this for anyone? Insights, everyone.
I did it.
Is it a website? What is this?
So it's like our BFS group do it. And it's a separate organisation thing, tool, whatever you want to call it. And it's essentially psychometric testing.
Oh, I've done that,
Which then gives you a colour. But it produces a report that is scarily accurate, ridiculously accurate to a point where you go, I can't believe that. You can try and cheat it all you want. You can try and come up with the right answer in inverted commas.
Yeah.
It manages to work you out.
Tag this in when we post this.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because I've never heard of that. Yeah. And I'm ex-recruitment for 25 years. I've never heard of that. That sounds...
So essentially you've got, slightly off topic.
No, it's interesting. You'd look at something you wish you knew when you were starting out. So that's the question.
So essentially you've got 4 colours, broadly speaking. You've got yellow, green and blue. Is the more, outward, fiery in some cases.
I see it. I've already talked about that's me. I'm going to do this now and I bet I'm red.
Yeah. The person you want, if you want something just to get done, no matter what, they're the person. Then you've got blue, which is a lot more analytical, a lot more kind of, assessing everything, coming up with very detailed sort of elements. Green is the more sort of social piece.
That's also me. Yep. Can you come multicoloured?
You do get every colour.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But you've got a dominant one.
Yeah, you've got a dominant one.
Okay.
And there's a dominant one in work and out work. And obviously,
I'm not probably out.
The idea is if you're the same in work and out work, you're obviously not changing, which is good or bad. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm going to do this.
And then the last colour, which I am, is yellow.
Okay.
Which is essentially everything's great, all sunshine.
Yeah, lovely.
Just bringing the vibes.
Yes.
Don't worry about anything, guys. It'll all be all right. And that's me. And it's very much kind of like, so my thing was...
let's fix it. If it's broken, let's sort it out.
Ideas, let's talk about it. Everyone's happy.
Oh,
great.
I think I want to be that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to be red.
But everyone's got a bit of everything. Colour.
Yeah. That's so interesting, Lee. Thanks for that.
But what it does, it identifies areas that you may be slightly weaker in or need to develop. So I'd recommend doing something like that.
It can help you with a career choice, maybe.
Exactly. And it can help you sort of not necessarily improve, but at least maybe recognise some of the areas you're less well-versed in and be able to either surround yourself with people in a network that have those skills, or if you're building a team.
Why aren't we all doing this? I don't understand. They need to bring that into like at 18, like where do you want to sit? Where do you see yourself? I want to get off the show now. I want to do this. I'm going to go and do it after the show. Love that. Just to see where I sit. I love that. There's something called the love language. There's like 5 different love languages. That's a similar sort of thing where it asks you a load of questions. I think it's like words of affirmation, like gifts. That's totally off topic. But yeah, I've done something like that before. So I think mine was affirmation. Yeah, it's interesting to know though. To see if you're compatible with someone.
Yeah, and I think there's probably loads of alternative things that people do.
Yeah.
We found that as a business really good.
Yeah.
And the other thing it sort of identifies is where you may conflict with people that are of different colours in the insights chart. So, I will probably conflict potentially with a red.
Yeah.
Because I'm all, everything's great, guys.
Sunshine.
Where they're like, I just want to get it done, potentially, in certain circumstances.
Love that. Oh, I'm going to look into that. So fun. It's fun, isn't it? That? So if someone came to you tomorrow saying, I want to do what you do, what would you say to them?
What would I say to them? I think what I'd say is, one, crack on. It's great. I do really enjoy my job. I enjoy the people I work with. I think I'd probably say that if you wanted my specific role or something very similar, you have to be comfortable with healthy conflict.
Yeah.
Because being client side, essentially, I'm not the core business. I am what I don't know what the right term is. I don't want to say necessary evil because that's not the right term either. But I'm there to provide some level of support to the core business to enable the core business to flourish and grow, etc.
To be able to deliver, yeah.
But there is always going to be a healthy tension between what I'm potentially saying versus what the operational business wants to do.
Of course, because of costs, because of the logistics.
I'm saying, as an example, we don't do this, by the way, everyone. But as an example, I could say, you can't do that because the lease says X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And they're
like, I want it. Yeah. Make it happen. No, we can't. Yeah. So you've got to be able to deal with that.
And you've got to be prepared to be flexible. I think one thing that I've seen in the 2 businesses, both Manchester Airport Group and Bidfood, is that people that aren't flexible, ones that don't tend to flourish in the businesses when they are stuck on this is my hill, I'm going to die on it, doesn't potentially work well. So
be open to change.
And but also open to possibilities and opportunities because, again, another thing, which I've mentioned a couple of times, just be curious, I say open to the opportunities because I think one of the things that I've done through my career is I've been a bit nosy.
Yeah.
A bit kind of, I want to have a go at that. Can I just...
Yeah. In
some cases it's paid off, trip to China.
Yeah.
It was lovely. Growing my career, etc. So I think that'd be it.
Brilliant. Let's switch off from work now.
Yeah.
What do you like to do outside your day job? You've obviously mentioned wife and you mentioned daughter.
2 kids, so...
Two.
Yeah, daughter who's 11, son Teddy who's 7. Shout out to those 2. Fringe when they listen to this. Between those 2 and my wife. Yeah. kids clubs, unfortunately.
Yes,
Teddy,
that age.
Yeah, football like 5 times a week.
Oh my goodness.
Nancy swims 5 times a week. It's just crazy, but I love it. So I would do anything different.
Cool.
And then, which seems like a lot of people did post-COVID, took up golf.
Okay, that's very healthy.
Too old to play football now. Too old and
the knees.
Yeah, the knees and ankles.
Golf is very.
So
looks very soothing, I think.
Yeah, it's not the way I play it.
Oh gosh! So I always think, oh, lovely out there on the green in the sunshine.
Yeah, it is.
I can't play golf,
but yeah. So try to play golf.
Lovely.
And yeah, just spend time trying to relax as much as we can. Moving house in a few months as well.
God. You love a challenge, don't you?
Yeah. I think my wife likes a challenge.
Yeah. Oh, is it? She got the blame. Love it.
But yeah, so moving house in a couple of months as well. So they've got all that going on. Daughter's doing a SATs at the minute.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and all that. And secondary school next year.
Life is life in for you.
It is indeed.
And last one, what's the best bit of advice you've ever been given?
So there's two things, both of which I've kind of already mentioned. Number one is be open to opportunities. Don't think, particularly when you're earlier in your career, but it applies any time.
Yeah.
Just because you do a job doesn't mean you can't explore other things.
Yeah, you can pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot. Yes.
Pivot. But it doesn't have to be a permanent thing either.
No.
You can just go and shadow someone for a few days. Just be open to opportunity. You don't know where it's going to lead. And then the second thing is surround yourself with good people.
Yes.
And I can go on for hours about the individuals that have supported, helped, coached, guided me. But we'd be here all day. But yeah, definitely surround yourself with good people. It becomes more important slightly when you're managing people. Obviously, you want to manage good people.
Of course.
And as I said before, when I say surrounded by good people, don't surround yourself with people that are exactly the same as you. Surround yourself with people that are different. Learn from them.
Explore.
Be open to the fact that someone might be better than something than you.
Yeah. That's definitely the case.
Because, I think that's definitely the biggest thing is people definitely make your career a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh. Lee, I've really enjoyed listening to you and your career, and I was expecting great things from you in the future. You've only just started in this particular role, so you look like you're very dedicated to the companies that you work for. You seem very passionate about it, so it's really great to see. And you've given us so many tips today, which is fantastic. Insights I'm going to go and look at as soon as you've left me. But yeah, thank you so much for coming down today and coming so far and battling the tube. Share your journey. Yeah. And people might want to reach out to you, maybe some of the stuff that you've spoke about on LinkedIn. Don't pester him, but you'll be willing to do that for us.
Yeah, I'm free for speaking at gigs if you want to book me anytime.
China,
Inspirational speeches.
I love it. What a good idea. You never know. You never know. But that's it. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. So please, that's the end of today's episode of Wear Many Hats. Please do like, share, forward on, comment on Lee's podcast interview and get the word out there on getting into the industry. Until next time, take care.